Hey, welcome back to Unique Fitness again. I tell you what, if you can still walk after going through squat school, we now welcome you to get your Deadlift Diploma. Even though squatting and benching are great measures of strength, nothing beats a deadlift. It is you versus the various pieces of steel laying in front of you. Even though it is literally just picking something up off the floor, it is not quite that simple. Deadlifting has many different forms. Here are a few of the different varieties. Traditional deadlift, sumo deadlift, hex bar deadlift. With a traditional barbell, there are also a variety of grips. Traditional overhand, mixed grip, snatch grip, and the not so common Reeves deadlift. As always, we will just teach the standard, everyday close stance double overhand grip version of the deadlift. But they all do work the same muscles. The direct muscles worked are quadriceps and hamstrings, gluteus maximus and hip muscles, abdominals, lower back, and even the trapezius comes in. There are a variety of other muscles that will assist the lift, but we will leave well enough alone. The reason for this is a deadlift is a very simple but tricky lift to do properly. Because we all have different body styles, it is impossible to make a blanket statement on all the specifics on how to deadlift. But the basic fundamentals never change. To illustrate this, let us take a look at our subjects. Because height, leg length, torso length, arm length all play part in the specific mechanics, let us see how each of these gentlemen look when they start their deadlift. As we can see, they all do look slightly different. However, they all do have the same endpoint and got there in the same way. But before we talk about fundamental technique, let us go over some of the possible hazards of incorrectly doing the deadlift. First rule of the deadlift, never ever arch your back. Arching your back in the deadlift is one of the worst things you can do. This is the quickest way to severely hurt yourself in a deadlift. Arching puts lower lumbar at risk, and these injuries can take years to heal, if they even ever do so. Doing deadlifts is a great way to build overall strength. This is because it puts a lot of pressure on your central nervous system. However, in doing so, that means there are plenty of opportunity for injury. One obvious one would be the hernia, for you are literally lifting something off the ground. Practice continuous overload and strengthening your midsection will help protect against this. Along with all the large compound movements, rest is important. It is very easy to overdo it when you are deadlifting. We all recover at different rates. Make sure you get ample nutrition, supplementation, and sleep if you are going to be deadlifting. There is nothing wrong with needing to take some extra time if your body needs it to recover. Now, going through all that, it is now time to learn some fundamentals. Before we even approach the bar, make sure you have the right footwear. Just like in the squat, having a flat sole is ideal for deadlifting. If you don't have a pair or don't like the way Chuck Taylors look, feel free to do barefoot deadlifting. Make sure the weight you're lifting moves in a straight line over your feet. The best way to ensure this is to step up to the bar and line it up over the center of your foot. Some people will roll the bar out so they can get into position. Everyone has their own preference, but for today, let's keep it simple. When you step up to the bar, try not to move it around. This will ensure that the bar stays put. Make sure the bar is over the center of your entire foot. This means the bar will be surprisingly close to your shins. Some people will purchase special socks or lift in sweatpants to ensure that they don't rip up their shins too much. With your narrow stance, move your shins to touch the bar. This will help you get into a deadlift position. Rolling the bar out to drop it in position will do the same thing, but we do advise against this for the novice lifter to make sure that the bar always stays over the center of your foot. When you reach down to grab the bar with the double overhand grip, make sure your hands are just outside your legs. Once you have a nice grip and your shins to the bar, make sure you squeeze your shoulder blades together. This will tighten up your chest and make sure your back is straight. Always make sure your lower back is straight. This will look different for different individuals, but do make sure that back is straight. Brace your core, strengthen your grip on the bar, and begin your pull. When starting the deadlift, you are essentially doing a leg press off the ground. Keep that bar close to your shins and keep this bar path throughout the whole movement. A good trick to keep the bar from wobbling around is to think of your lats pushing the bar against your legs. Once you get past your knees, the deadlift turns from a leg press into a very back-dominated lift. Using your gluteus maximus, hips, and upper back, you will keep tension on the bar for the rest of its ascension. Driving with your glutes and your hips, this will force the bar to move in a straight line while keeping your back straight. When you reach the top, make sure you fully extend your legs and hips. Do not let one or the other slack. It is also important to make sure you do not overextend your hips and put undue pressure on your lower back. It is the same principle here as starting with an arched back. You wouldn't want your spine under that much pressure in the forward movement, nor do you want it under that much pressure in the opposite direction. When you put the bar down, have the bar follow the same path to the floor and keep the same back position. And with that, you have the basics of the deadlift. There are many more videos that can and should be done on this topic. But for the meantime, focus on your setup, your posture, and basic form before experimenting with other equipment to help you move more weight. So I hope you learned a lot about deadlifting today, and that puts a wrap on our series on this big three. Our next product is going to focus on nutrition and the huge difference it can make in reaching your overall goals. So if you have any questions, just let us know in the comments below. Hey, so we thank you for stopping by, and always remember, keep your back straight, the bar close, and never ever arch. This has been Coach Kyle with Unique Fitness, and may God bless.